All right, welcome to another episode of What's Your Story? And who do we have here with us today?
My name is Cody Rice.
All right, where are you from, Cody?
I was actually born in Morganton, North Carolina, a small town right outside of Hickory. Um, for anybody that's familiar with it, yay! But I've been in Myrtle Beach for this is 32 years now.
32 years in Myrtle Beach. You like it? You like it better than Morgantown?
I like it. I like it better than Morganton. I do miss mountains and snow. We don't get that here.
Yeah.
But I tend to vacation in mountains and snow, whereas most people tend to vacation more to a better beach than Myrtle Beach. But I tend to want to go up north and want to go in the mountains.
All right, so I'm gonna explain to everyone how you got here. Known Cody for I think 3 years now. Funny guy, exciting guy, as you all will see in this interview today. But we're gonna touch on that later. But we just go ahead and get the show on the road. First thing I want to ask, man, because you know the show is all about helping people become better people and just helping them through rough times. Is there anything you feel comfortable sharing that you've been through in your life, traumatic wise, um, that you, like I said earlier, that you feel comfortable sharing to help other people?
I mean, most of the things that I've been through in my lifetime, I wouldn't necessarily consider them traumatic just because of who I am as a person. I tend to not let things bother me that often. I tend to just be a nonchalant, go with the flow person, which actually upsets some people who take life a little too seriously. Um, but that's usually who I end up with, who I choose to date, is those people that tend to take life very seriously, and then opposites attract because they're polar opposites. But um, yeah, I mean, yeah, but everything that I've been through, I kind of look at it as I'm also at fault, because I feel like as you grow and as you get older and as you progress as a person, you start learning that not everything is ever 100-0 as far as blame wise. Like sometimes it's 90-10, sometimes 80-20, sometimes 70-30, and you have to learn to be able to grow as a person that you are at fault slightly for any of those things. Like yes, I've been through an abusive relationship, but I'm also very at fault at that, because I tend to just, once I distance myself, I tend to be very far away. Um, and this poor lady was just trying to fight to have me around. Now she tried to fight me to keep me, which I'm starting to understand is very weird more every time I say it. But I don't necessarily blame her for that. Like, she was just trying to keep me around, and like I was just trying to get away. But I tend to be on the nicer side, so I try to just distance myself instead of just pulling the band-aid off per se. So like I think that might have made it harder for her to deal with. And at the end of the day, I don't blame her. I don't blame what she did. There were certain things that she was right about. Um, and I wish her the best. Like most everybody that I've encountered in my lifetime, that I either don't talk to anymore, or that have chosen to do more for the best for them. I hope the best for them. I wish the best for them in any way, because not everybody is going to be anti you, more so that they're going to be pro them. So you can't take too many things personally, at the end of the day, because everybody's pro themselves. They're not anti you. That Nobody's trying to sabotage you. Nobody's trying to actually stop you. And if they are, they're horrible people, and they'll get what's coming to them. Um, I've always said that I'd like to be successful in everything that I do and everything that I try to. Um, I just don't want to step on anybody on the way. And if
Yeah.
I stepped on anybody on the way, feel free to reach out to me. Um, and I'll try to help you get back to where it was. If I've stepped on you and stopped an opportunity that you've had, let me know. I'll try to get that opportunity back for you, whatever I need to do.
Yeah. Have you forgiven her, I'm assuming, for everything that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was that process like, coming to that realization? And
it's a lot of arguing with different people, because in the battles that you face in your own head with everything that you went through, you also have told people about this. You've also told people about this story, so they're also going to be on your team as well. And you have to essentially argue with them, because they're always going to be pro you if they were there for you during that time. So it was just it wasn't that bad. Like I'm at fault I'm at fault for certain moments of this. I'm at fault for doing this, and I'm at fault for just being essentially who I am. And it's not something that's ever bad, but you have to learn as you get older that there are certain times you don't vibe with people, and you don't coincide with a lot of people. So I mean, it's not negative and it's not a bad thing. It's just those people are not meant to help you on your journey. They're meant to maybe you see as a sign, teach you a lesson, whatever, but they're not meant to join you on your journey to wherever it is you're going. So yeah, it's having to deal with some of those, and having to share full stories, because most of the time when you share your side of a story to somebody, especially somebody that's on your side, you're going to share your biased point of view, because that's all you have. But if you're able to step back and see both point of views and the whole thing that happened, you're able to see that, oh, you're also at fault here. It's like you might not have been as at fault as they were, but you're still at fault nonetheless. So it just becomes a growing process, and it becomes a just very difficult thing to be able to argue with the people close to you about how you were also at fault here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've forgiven her for that. I don't know if that feeling is mutual. I don't think that it is. Knowing who she was very much a person that holds a grudge, and you're very much the villain in somebody's story, whether you like it or not. So I don't know if I'm fully forgiven from the other side, but I know that I have forgiven her for everything. And we just weren't, we just became combative after a while. It just wasn't something that was meant to move forward. And that sucks, because I went into it, and I'm sure she went into it as well, with the full intention of like, this is going to make it. I tend to be very selective at that point, and I tend to be very selective with who I date. So that way, if like I've chosen to date you, then I genuinely believe that we can make it. And that usually leads to it being very bad when it doesn't. So
yeah,
one step at a time, though.
I believe that's something a lot of people, when they watch this, they can relate to.
Sure.
I myself have been through something similar. I don't really date that often.
Sure.
So hearing you say that, I totally agree, because I pick my girlfriends very carefully. And like you said, if I'm going to give you that title and call you my girlfriend, then I'm going to take it serious, and I believe that it can work out. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But what I love to hear you say, and when you were explaining your situation, was it sounds like you've taken accountability.
Sure.
And I feel like in today's world, just from what I see on the internet, not from what I see personally or personally or in real life, no, I don't see it a lot. A little bit, not a lot, but people don't really take accountability anymore. It's the blame game. It's you did this to me, you made me act this way. It's never what I did to maybe garner that reaction from you or anything like that. So that's very pleasant to hear. And like you said, it's just growing, growing, learning, just maturing. The older you get, the more you learn. And I just think that's life, and that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And you're a great guy, so I wouldn't even worry about the dating pool or anything like that. You got a super good personality, a funny dude. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, the
DMs are open, ladies.
Hey, let them know. Let them know.